So, Priscilla, you've been living here for 2 years, right?
Yes, a little
Okay,
over
2 years, yeah.
over 2 years.
And the incidents, the paranormal experiences that you had, it's been for a week and a half.
Yep, about a week and a half.
Week and a half.
Progressively
Okay.
got worse.
Okay. So, what did you notice or experience a week and a half ago?
So my daughter, I personally did not experience anything right away, but my daughter would look kind of in the area where you're standing. She would just kind of stare, and at first I thought she was looking at the door or the window, but then like she was just like a blank stare. So I'm like, hey girlfriend, like snap out of it. But then she would kind of look to the beginning of the hallway, and then she would look back, and she would constantly do that for, I would say, a good couple minutes. Until finally she was like, okay, she was kind of snap out of it, and she'd play with me or whatever she wanted to do, crawl away. But that really only happened once the sun went down. During the day, she was fine. Didn't think about it. Play in the little, where we get the mail, the little basket. She'd play right there. Just, like I said, just not even thinking about it. But as the week, kind of went by, it progressively started to be more during the night where she would look and kind of just follow, but she'd get scared.
And you were saying that she does something like sleep crawls?
Yes.
Okay.
So, since her dad left for deployment a little over a month ago, she's very good about sleeping in her crib. But since he's left, she won't sleep in her crib. At all. Like every 10-15 minutes, she'll cry. And then I have to go pick her up, put her in the rocking chair, put her back to sleep, put her down in the crib. She'll cry again. So I'm like, you know what? You don't sleep with me until I feel like you need to start doing it on your own before it becomes a bad habit. But she's very restless. She wakes up. I would say she sleeps good until her first feeding, and after that, which is about 2 in the morning, after 2, she's very restless. She doesn't like truly wake up because she'll be sleeping on her back, and then she'll get up, kind of look at me, and then she'll go like this, and then she'll move back. She flips. She'll do kind of like the crazy baby stuff. But then she started to my bed is up against the wall. And then she started to try to not climb up it, but just like what she does during the day when she plays. She'll hit it, and then she'll try to put her hands on top. And then I'm like, Camila, what are you doing? And I'll put her down, and then she'll just fall right back to sleep. And she's never done that before. And she's been crawling for a while now, so it's not like she's crawling and she's just it's all new to her.
Now, with the previous owners, you said there was a lady who passed away here?
Yes. There was a lady that passed away here. They said she died peacefully. I'm not aware of where she passed away in the house, but it is a flip house, so I don't know what it looked like prior to what it looks like now.
Now, when you say flip house, you mean?
They reconstructed everything and tore everything down, and then everything in here is new.
Okay.
So I'm not sure where she passed away exactly in this house.
And also, too, she had a safe in the closet, and you placed a safe over it, but you had someone come over here, take the safe out, and there was nothing in it.
Correct.
Right. So.
There was no safe at all.
And when you told me that, I thought for sure. I said, well, I wonder if it's a Dybbuk's box. Was there hair in it or anything like that? Fingernails, whatever. So, but you said it was completely empty.
What my boyfriend had told me, what the contractor had said, the people that redid the house, they said, hey, I want to let you know before you guys move in, there is in the back room, which is our room, in one of the closets, which is his closet, underneath the floorboards, there's a safe. And so, I wasn't there for this conversation, but this is what he told me right after. There's a safe, there's nothing in it, but we're leaving it in there, just so you're aware. Okay. And so, he was like, okay, but then he told me, and it didn't make sense to why, if there's nothing in it, why just remove it? So I had my father-in-law come to take it out, but there was no safe there at all.
Wow.
So that's why constructors keep coming back. And so that's why I'm like, they're coming back for that safe.
The woman who passed away, her children.
Her children.
Keep on coming back.
Her son and her daughter.
Okay, okay.
And they lived here with her.
And they act kind of weird, or?
They're very weird.
Okay. Huh.
They're very creepy. They're very persistent. And so that's why I was so persistent with JJ, like, you need to get that safe out. Like, there's something in the safe. But when the constructors came, I think somebody came back and took it because there had to have been something in there. And then they don't know that. That's why I feel like that's why they keep coming back.
And what's kind of interesting, too, is that your home is very close to St. Mary's Cemetery.
Yes.
Less than a mile away.
Yeah, less than a mile away. So I wonder if that has anything to do with your experiences here. So.
It's just really like I can't piece it together as to why all of a sudden it's happening.
Right.
And I get, she's 10 months, so like now, but she's always been able to see clear for a long time, besides when she was like a newborn. So all of a sudden it's now popping up, but she's getting more emotion now to where she can express herself, so that's what's a little scary.
Now, your boyfriend, has he experienced anything here?
No.
No?
But he's also a non-believer
Okay.
in spirits. So he's very, it's all in your head, like it's fine, fly something outside, so.
Now, sometimes when you have activity in the house, paranormal activity, that paranormal activity can bring out negativity. So did you find any kind of negativity coming out of you or your boyfriend?
Really him. A lot of him. Because before we moved into our house, our relationship was, I don't want to say perfect, because no relationship was perfect, but we never argued. We always were laughing, having a good time. But then we got in here, he became more negative. I would say like a lot less patience. Very irritable. And I know with like his son's mother, she stresses him out a lot, and so he'd come home and his drinking got a lot worse.
Oh, okay.
So that made things between us, get bad. And then I've had a little anger issue too since being in here, because he stresses me out and he don't want to listen to me because his patience is low, and so I'm like, I get angry. I snap a lot easier than before than I typically would.
Right.
I typically just walk away, but now I'm like, no. I know, this is before your time, baby.
Gina, now you've been here before. Have you ever experienced anything here? No?
No, I've only been here a few times.
Okay.
Yeah, but no.
Okay. Okay. So what I'm going to do is systematically go into all the different rooms and see if I can go ahead and pick up some EVPs and stuff like that. And then she'll let me know if she picks up on anything. So, and if she does, then I'm going to target that.
Okay.
So, okay. You got anything to add, or?
I think I said everything.
Okay.
All
right.
Besides the Tuesday night where that kind of like escalated, my daughter was standing right here between my legs, and I was sitting just like this, and she had her little hand right here, and she was smiling at me, and I was looking down at her little dimples on her fingers. So her hand's like this, and then none of us are moving, and then all of a sudden her hand just goes like out. She falls. She hits her chin on my knee, and she looks up at me like she wanted to cry, but then she turns around and looks in your area, and she's like, rah, 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 rah. And I'm like, okay, babe, and I pick her up, and to kind of console her, so she seemed mad to me, but then she like, when I went to go pick her up, she like looked back at me, and her eyes got really big, and she just started bawling her eyes out like if something was scaring her, and she was holding on to me, trying to push me like further away from the area. And then later on that night, I heard bangs in the house, and like I know my house creaks a lot. It's an older house, even if it was rebuilt, like it's still brand new too. So it's old but like new. So everything, the walls moved. That's why she couldn't shut the door because the door's moving. Our water heater, our fridge, like our closets when the heater goes on. Like I know those sounds, but this one was like a plastic container, and if somebody had like a utensil and hit the bottom of it. It was only one time, so I heard that about 4 or 5 times each time. I was so nervous, so I didn't go to sleep until a little after 1, and I had talked to JJ, which is my boyfriend. I was like, hey, he called me. He's like, are you okay? Like, you know, I hear different things than you do. Like, try to record it and see if, you know, I can decipher the sound. So I was like, okay. So I put my phone on record. I fell asleep for 3 hours that night. So I got through the first hour, and then I did hear it was like boom, 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 boom. And it didn't wake me up to where I remember, but you can hear in the video, I'm like, and I kind of like get up right after that and kind of move around, and then I fall back asleep. And then that's all I got to, and I was like, that's all I need to hear.
Wow.
And he couldn't decipher the sound. He's like, I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. And so he can hear the TV on in the background, but it overpowers the TV.
Now, do you see like any shadows?
I didn't see any shadows. I did see like when the TV's on, so it, you know, the lights reflect, so that kind of is hard to decipher. Like, okay, is that just the TV? Which most likely it is, but so I didn't really pay too much attention to it. I was just trying to listen for it, and I did catch it. So
Interesting.
it was, but that's the last, and after that, I stayed at my mom's the last couple nights. So.
Wow.
And then actually today, my friend was over here. She came and dropped off something for Valentine's Day, and we were both here just talking, and something fell in the kitchen, but I couldn't find what fell. So that was that, but I don't know. I mean, I can't say if it's a paranormal or not.
Right.
But I mean, it's first time I've been back in, and then hear that.
And then after I conducted like an investigation in this house and see what I can find, then I'm going to do the Roman Catholic house blessing, and she'll do a metaphysical cleansing. And then we also too left you material for the cleansing, so there's some of the stuff in there. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get started and see what I can find.